How the heck are you, everybody? I am Fastidious. Welcome to my channel, and a big welcome to the one, the only, the incomparable Special K. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, buddy. Thanks for having me, man.
Totally. Pleasure to have you actually on a video. I was thinking about it. There's a real chance you are the person that's been on my channel more than anyone else ever, yet you've never been in a video.
No, I just kind of creep into streams. You know, I'm a ninja like that.
Well, I think we got to cover up that dome and cover up this hair, and we got to put on our speculation caps. Because it's time to speculate about this bad boy. What is going on here? And we're not talking about the calendar. I actually had a video on Destin's channel, so people can go check that out, talking about this calendar. We're talking about one specific thing. What the heck is this?
The spiritual altar on Wednesday?
That's
a little weird.
That is beyond a little weird. I have no idea, or maybe we do. I don't know. We have no concrete idea, but we can certainly guess. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video, because we've had events last 4 days. This one is lasting 5 days. We've had events last like Friday to Monday. So we've never had an event not start on a Friday or Saturday or Sunday ever.
This one's weird.
Super weird. So let's get into that in a second. First, I do want to say, I'd be remiss not to say that you are what, like 44 subs away from 1,000 or something?
Yeah, 43, 44. I'm like 957, I think. So
yeah,
it's right there. Just get ready to cross over that hill.
So let's help Special K out. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. He's broke. He has no other livelihood. He's not monetized yet. He's never spent on the game. He's what we like to. He's like what minnows eat.
Yeah. And plankton.
He's a plankton. We're trying to get you. We just want to get you to be able to afford that privilege card. So guys, subscribe to Special K. Some of the more interesting content in the game. Do you want to talk about that 19 video you just did? That was so wacky.
Oh yeah, I love answering everybody's comments. I do. I just think like if you took the time to respond to me, I should respond to you. But man, there's so many of them that are like, do it without Hollow. Must be nice to have Dolores. Must be, it's like just like this list of like, you're using gear that's too good. You're using ancients. You're using this. You're using that. You got Piercer Lords. So So I was like, you know what? Here you go. This is for all of you. Just take all of that away, and just did it with no legendaries, no Piercer Lords, no Hollow, no Dolores, and no meta
premium,
sets.
no premium gear. Yeah, amazing. Yep. Awesome. So if you want more of that, check out K. Let's get into 1,000. I would love if like an hour after this video comes, after this video comes out, you hit 1,000. So the speculation caps are on. Let's get into it.
Right on.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
All right. So enough of all that. What do you think, buddy? What the heck is going on?
I think we are going to have the bait banner of all bait banners coming on Wednesday.
Really?
I think we've got Silas and Vierna skins coming for Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to stack Silas and Vierna banner on Wednesday, and then follow straight through Friday to Sunday on Lust.
I think something's going on. So I've been very much trying to toe the don't want to be wrong line with my knowledge about the banners. I knew that the live banners in the game file, that live in that they had been added to the game file but not yet activated. But basically the way they do it in this game, the reason we have it client side is because they like load it all in with every monthly patch, and then then they can hot fix it in. So it's like, all right, it's Salazar and Kineza time. They can essentially it's like a switch they can turn on.
Turn it on. Yep.
So I've known about. These are the banners we know about. There is no Artemis banner yet. There's no Valderon Ancients banner. And I also never know about 2Xs or stuff. I only know about 1+1 and then theme banners, so hero banners. So these are what we had, and I will say they're coming out of order. I actually want to let's turn this off. I'll show you after this run. But we had a funny thing with the Salazar announcement that we'll have to show people. I think there's a chance they flipped it based on, who knows, some videos or basic chatter on Discord or just a last minute change. But I think they were planning on having Vierna and Sylas this weekend, actually.
Really?
That's my hunch, yeah. Then I think maybe internally, or they were hearing stuff on YouTube or on Discord, and they're like, dang, we should stack that thing, huh? I don't know. Let's wait for this run to end, and then I'll show you. But essentially, there's a lot of funky things going on right now. Perfect timing. With the Salazar Knessa, it's only 2 days, which is pretty interesting, right? I don't know if we've ever seen that on like a non-special banner. Like we had that for Christmas, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me show you guys this in the announcements. I hope I can find it. Yeah, here we go. So they changed it. The legendary fighter Salazar. I'll find a screenshot and I'll put it up right now. For all of yesterday, this said legendary marksman Salazar. I don't know if you caught that.
No, I didn't. No.
Yes. This is the legendary marksman Salazar.
That's
and I
awesome.
wonder, did it used to say the legendary marksman Sylas?
And they just flipped it and called it a day.
Yeah. So what's interesting here, it looks like an interesting amount of time. Let's see. Can we see the end of the banner yet? Yeah, here you can go. Special Invocation of Spirits. It's just Friday and Saturday. So like, what is that? They've literally never done that. The only time I can think is on Christmas Day, New Year's Day, that banner, like you're guaranteed to get a fresh hero. When I got my beautiful Kriya, that was Sunday, Monday.
You still have your shard calendar up, by the way.
Sorry. Yeah, here you go, guys. Special Invocation of Spirits, and then let me actually go back and show everybody this, where it says the legendary fighter. That, as I put the picture up, it said legendary marksman all day yesterday. Sloppy, Mr. Moonton. But yeah, so this is what I think. Maybe I'm crazy. I think, let's actually throw that calendar back up. I think there is a actual chance that we are going to get like a crazy. So the only banners we've had that have lasted 4 days that I can think of, you let me know if there's anything I'm missing. We had one ancient early on that was like a Friday to Monday, months and months ago. And then if I'm not mistaken, the Aurum Boreas Cetrum banner for Christmas was 4 days.
It was 4 days.
It was like Friday to Monday, because I remember being like, maybe I should pull on Monday because I could get top 50, and like I missed it by 100,000 points. Like, so I didn't end up pulling again. But I do actively remember that thought. So that was 4 days. We've never had it. This is 5 days for an event. I think there's a chance they're gonna do Lust and Arrogance starting on Wednesday.
It could be, but I think this is where we'll find out how good Moonton is at marketing and how good they are at squeezing blood out of the stone.
Yeah.
Because if you really, really, really wanted to bring people down to zero before Lust came, say on Friday, say we have a 2-day banner for Vierna and Sylas, and then a 3-day banner, like, so the spiritual altar act covers 2 events.
Yeah, but separate, no overlap events.
Right, no overlap events, or maybe there's a day, but I don't think so. If you were going to clear people out before Lust, which is the most anticipated banner, probably since launch,
ever. I think, since launch. Yeah.
Who would you put on a 10x?
Yeah, Sylas.
It would be Sylas. It would be arguably the best champion.
Sylas, and then Vierna's like falling out of meta, but there's nothing better than getting a Vierna for your Sylas. So it's basically like Sylas and then Sylas upgrade is on the same banner. Yeah.
And I mean, because you think about who's pulling for it, anyone that's got A0 to A4 Sylas is going to pull for it. Anyone who has Vierna and no Sylas is going to pull for it. Anyone who has Sylas and no Vierna is going to pull for it. There's a big pool of people there that are going to be pulling.
Well, and everyone that doesn't have Sylas, because no Vierna Sylas is still like a top 10 hero in the game. Decidedly. I was using him on a takeover yesterday. He's cracked. He's ridiculous. I've beaten 321 with many times with no Vierna Sylas.
With no Vierna.
I mean, this is what I'm thinking. They get people. They Lust, everyone busts. There's no decision being made. There's no Silas Vierna. We absolutely gear up. We hashtag B4L, if you will. B for L for the BBL. And then they introduce it on like a Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something. And people have already busted. Everyone's been waiting. People have taken multiple weekends off. You just took your first weekend off ever, right?
Yeah, since launch.
People are brimming with excitement and other things ready to bust. So I think that's what they're going to do. That's my I'm calling my shot. I think they're going to do it. People aren't going to wait for the Silas Vierna and try to finesse it and manipulate rates, or very few people will manipulate, pity. I mean, and control that. I think people are going to absolutely bust. Some people are going to get super lucky and get lust on pull number one, first temple, second temple, and stop and have self-control. Some people will get that and have no self-control and say, well, I saved up 400. Yeah. Some people like me, and I don't care when I get her, I'm pulling 800 on it, and like no questions asked, you know?
Yeah.
And then some people will go to 250 and be pissed off and keep going, and so on and so on. There's a million ways people are going to be like, screw it. And then they'd have 2 days to think, and then Silas Vierna comes, and they lose their goddamn mind. That's what I think.
So you're seeing Lust as the clear out event.
Yep.
As opposed to
because I'm seeing Lust Arrogance. I think it is not just most anticipated. I think it's the best banner we've ever had. Better than the Silas Vierna banner, because it's like you're guaranteed her. She's that good. Sure. These are super rare heroes that are just never featured. We've gotten Vierna twice, right?
Right.
Lust is straight up exclusive. She's like can't miss, and she's by far the best exclusive we've ever had. I just think it's a no-brainer. Everyone, their mother, their grandmother, their father, their mailman, their son, their dog, everyone should be pulling on this banner. Everyone, that's the way to clear house. And then people, maybe even me, are going to have to look in the mirror and say, shoot, I only have A1 Sylas, or I do need Sylas, or my Sylas needs a Vierna, or I got him A4, or this there's a million. It's basically if the only people that won't be tempted are people with A5 Sylas and already have any copy of Vierna. Yeah, so you can skip it, but that's
it's a skip for me. But
that's like almost no one, because Sylas has the best awakenings in the game. I think
his A5 is nuts.
His A1 is amazing. I have him A1. Yep. Then his A2, it's like he's Sylas. So like attack on Sylas is way better than any other hero, because like he doesn't care about defense really. So it's just to the moon, right? And then you can build even less attack on him. So plus 300 attack's really good. Let me pull him up so people can actually see. Let's move you very quickly. Oh, not turn you off, just move you. There. Now we're really close and comfy. But yeah, his A1, 100 attack speed when he's getting, if you have a Vierna, this is when he's getting his double hitter. So this is going to be an extra bunch of hits, but they're all double hits, right? Yeah. So this, based on your build, will be anywhere from a reduction of 0.2 seconds to like 0.4 or 5 seconds on slower builds. During that. Then at 300 attack, heck yeah. I mean, this is the guy who ignores half defense whenever he's doing real damage.
Right.
Then A3, 2 more marksmen on the field increases the damage of the hero and 1 random allied marksman by 15%. So he gets 15% damage, but it's not random. You can control it because it's not 2 or more. He counts, right? It's not other. Actually, they're more than 2 marksmen. This is wrong. It's 2 or more. I've tested it. So you could like place him, then place Indral, GG. Both get 15%. Works beautifully. Then A4, Rage Regen attack. Why not? Let's get that ult up quicker. But then A5. You want to talk about this since you have it? How cracked out this is? Because people read this wrong. I don't think they realize how strong it is.
It is... to have a guy that ignores defense and increases physical damage, it just piles and piles and piles up.
And
he does 160, 170 million in guild block.
And this is not increases Sylas's physical damage to the target. It's
everyone.
Yeah. So that's what I think people are missing it. It's so crazy. So right above my head. So like, let's say you just busted for Lust and you got Arrogance. Now you got this little nightmare meta team. That's physical damage, baby. So you're going to want that A5 Sylas. So it's just, that's how I see the banner going. Yeah. I think like because you want to bait people with the can't miss, and then get people with the but it'd be so goddamn nice, That's how I see it.
So you think it'll be a 5-day banner?
I think I'm not gonna call my shot on the 5-day banner. I'm not gonna say it's certainly gonna go Wednesday to Sunday. I do think it will come first. I think it totally could be 5 days if ever they were going to do 5 days, because then you're going to get the low spenders become mid spenders and the mid spenders become dolphins because they're like, I didn't get her, but I'm at 180. So like, what's 70? How much is, you tell me, how much is 77? It's like 50 or $100, I'm guessing. Right. So then people are like, what's $50? And then they get 10,000 people all over the world saying, what's $50? Well, it's $500,000, to them now.
That could really be brilliant too, because you've got people baited in, like you said, to 170 summons, but they didn't get her. And now it's Friday and it's the middle of the banner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now they can.
When do most people get paid? They get paid on Friday.
Yeah, that's it. They get paid, or they're like, does my wife need to go out for dinner on Saturday?
Can we skimp on groceries this week?
Yeah. She's got nipple tassels. I mean, come on. So that's what I think. So I think I would say could run the whole time. It could be Wednesday to Friday. It could be Wednesday to Saturday, and then an overlap Friday to Saturday with Lust. Or it could be totally inverted. But I think undeniably, I think this is where we're going to line up on our speculation. In this 5-day, so starting exactly a week from today on Valentine's Day to Sunday the 18th, we're getting both banners. That's what I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sometime in that 5-day period.
Destined with his like insider time traveler scoops. Apparently they have soft confirmation that they think Vierna Sylas is doing the 16th. I absolutely am not confirming that. I'm just sharing news that is out there, just so everyone has full information. So if that is the case, I mean, there's no way they're starting a spiritual altar with nothing, or with invocation of spirit, no rate up, or something silly. I guess there's one last thing we need to talk about, and I don't think this is anything, but I would like to hear your thoughts. So let me pull this up. Let me turn the calendar off. We do have an Ancient Summoning no rate up arriving on the 9th. Do you think this is anything?
I don't. I think they're just gonna run a regular boring Ancient Summoning.
I actually think this is it could be something like they're introducing Valderon or blah blah blah. I think it'd be a big mistake to do that. But I think this is just an actual money-making L by them. I see no benefit. All it could do is cause a handful of people to spend money, and then they have less money to spend where they would have been really tempted to go crazy and bust. I don't know.
Yeah, if that was Ardia, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah. I straight up think, maybe it's just the way my brain works, but I think they should have done Salazar Caneza after, because there would be people that were like, I had a week off. All right, let me gather my finances. I don't have Salazar. Something like, I could have been that, not finances, but I could have dumped the remaining diamonds if Salazar was after. But by putting him before, Ash had a great video, shout out to Ash, where he's like, Salazar's my most wanted, but I can't pull on him. Because, like, let's be realistic.
Right. It's your most wanted because Lust isn't in the game yet.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just, Lust is too good. If I was them, I just want to get it over with, deplete people, and then get the juicy bait. Tempting people. Maybe not bait, but like the bleed the stone, like really empty the wallet kind of banners. Because this is Lust is like the Lust Arrogance banner is so good and so hyped by people like me and you and the rest of the community that it's the one thing I think people with no self-control like you have exhibited self-control.
That's really saying something.
That's really saying something.
Right. And a part of it is like the transition from where I am in the game. Like I kind of felt like I reached the end in a way.
Yeah.
But it didn't stop me for like 4 weeks in front of this. Yeah.
I think it's probably a solid place to wrap it up, but she is kind of that good. But the coolest thing about her is like a super endgame player, like the man who has everything is going to benefit from her. And also like there's probably, save for like the Boreases, I mean, if you got nuts and you pulled Praetus early game, maybe a hot sit, but maybe not even hot sit. There aren't going to be many harder carries in the entire game than Lust for a new player or a young player, because you're going to get Wrath, you pair with Lust, you fuse your Abomination, GG's in the chat. Like there you go. That will carry you through so much, like not just mid-game content, like actual late-game content with bad gear.
Sure. You're probably, with some support around that core 3, you're probably in Nightmare 1, 2, somewhere in that range.
With like no gear.
Yeah, with like junk gear.
Like, and then the second, with solid gear, you are 2-keying Nightmare 4. Two runes. Yeah. So, sorry, I did a Raid Shadow Legends stream last night. Like 2-keying. 2 rune Nightmare 4. Well, Special K, I think, any final thoughts? I think we kind of covered it all. It's going to be a juicy Valentine's Day week.
Yeah, call your credit card companies beforehand, let them know, just like if you were traveling out of the country, you call them, you let them know, same thing. Like,
this is the equivalent of traveling out of the country. It's like, I noticed you paid Shanghai $1,200 in a 10-minute span over 12 transactions. Is that normal behavior? Yeah, it's normal. Run it back.
Yeah. I used to know it was bad when I got my second call from the fraud department in a day.
Yeah. I guess I can say...
You're sure about this?
I know we spoke earlier, Mr. K, but come on, man. Like, no one...
Can we get that social security number one more time?
I think I will leave everybody with a sobering sentiment. So this is probably, at this point, the main reason I do not spend. The reason I stopped spending is because I was spending well beyond my means, and I was like, much better just stop cold turkey. now I quite frankly could afford to spend. So it's probably the mix of two things. It's a kind of a principle thing and just sticking to my brand. And it's also when things like this do happen in a game, this is where I would start justifying. So if I have a hard and fast rule like this game tenant I live by, then I'm not tempted. But if I was, let's say I was the spender that I theoretically would be, I would be this kind of spender. I would be a priv card spender. And I would be, I don't even know where it is. I wouldn't get the monthly summons. I would get the stamina card. So I'd be a $20 a month spender.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's a way. Simply no way. But there's a real also way that this would come and I'd spend $100, which to you isn't much. Like to me, I'd just spend like $100. Like that's like 5 to 10 lunches, and that's like I need that money, you know. Like so I will say, if that's a tip to anyone, this is so I had Big Papa Drock on the channel last night when we did our raid stuff, and he was very rightfully saying he's a
free to play, right?
Free to play player, yeah. So he's actually just coming on the channel for tips for me. Yeah, he's like whatever you think a Kraken is, he's redefined it. At least we don't have any spenders like that in our game. Like he makes Ray look free to play, like and that is actually saying something. He's put up house money on Raid Legends, right? And he rightfully so is like, I love tower defense games. I love hero collectors. I love grindy games. That's why I don't want to play Watcher Realms, because my bank account.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah, it's like a perfect storm. So he's just staying away. Yeah. But that's where, like, for me, that's where, like, the hard and fast rule. I mean, I would never spend even orders of magnitude near what he has. But I would just say a tip to anyone, if you're feeling like baited or tempted or, quite frankly, seduced by lust and the opportunity to bust in a really big way, in multiple ways, quite frankly, that's something I do. And people say it's easier said than done when I have like almost 4,100 diamonds. I have 5K lying around here. I go watch varied content. I did it for 2 years. Nothing's changed. It's nice, but that's a tip.
The CC resources over there definitely didn't get you what they get you here.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I didn't have CC resources.
You weren't even. Really?
No, I stopped making content for that game right when I would have been eligible, because you needed 1,000 subscribers. Right when I hit like 1,005, that was like my last video.
Right on.
Raid. Yeah, not even intentionally. I just kind of hit my goals. I had like 1,000 subscribers, and I wanted to get Lydia free to play. I did, and I was like subconsciously, I guess I was like, GG, let's move on. Right. But that's what I just say. Like, I know some people say like, oh, it's really easy for you on top of your ivory or diamond tower, you know. But I don't know. It's just a tip. I'm not telling anyone to do that. But I know just me personally, this is like I'm a very patient guy. I exhibit a lot of restraint. This would be the kind of thing where this is the slippery slope for me. If I had my monthly budget, this is where it's like, I don't need Priv card next month, and then I miss on a couple of summons, then I'm like, what's $50 more? And then it's like $120 or you know what I mean? That's my tip.
And it can all add up. I mean, you know, I've gotten way better at it, and you know, I'm in a place where I don't really have to worry about it, which is awesome, you know. But I mean, there are times where you can get blind to it or just tunnel visioned on it, and you know, you got to be aware of that and pull yourself out of it sometimes and just be like, I'm way over my budget. I need to stop.
Yeah, I would say that's a top tip. Keep a budget, because like I literally, when I got into Raid, I was studying at the best business school in France, international finance, but I chose not to keep a spreadsheet. And then there was like a tip came out and how you could check how much you spent. And it was very much like, shout out to Darth microtransaction. It was like the insidious side of microtransactions, because Drock didn't believe this last night, but I never splurged on like a $50 summons pack or $100 summons pack, maybe once ever, right? Yeah. I would buy the $3 pack, the $10 pack, the $15 pack, never for summons. It was always for stamina, or I guess in that game, energy. Just I like playing the game. And then I remember when that thing came out where you could check, I was like, it's probably like $800 or $900. It was like $2,300, and I was like, all right, whoops. So
I won't even tell you what my number was.
I won't even ask. I want to stay friends.
Good.
On that note, Mr. K, Special K, thank you so much for coming on. Finally, in a formal way.
Thank you for having me, man.
Totally, it was a lot of fun. Guys, let us know if you have any, if you have a cat like this, or maybe even not just a speculation cat, but a tinfoil hat. If you got any conspiracies, any theories, I'll read them all. I'll comment on absolutely. I'll try to comment on all. I'll definitely comment on all the really good ones. So let us know what you think's going on with this wacky calendar. I guess a final thought: how cool is this? The skin shard assembly. I love that. I think that's so cool.
Dude, that is so great, and it's so cool to see that there's extra shards.
Yeah. So tons extra, 50% extra.
Yeah, like that's awesome. That's how you do it. If you're gonna do something free to play like this, throw a bunch in there. Don't make people scrimp and use every last resource.
Mhm.
Let them, figure out where they want to spend it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love
Maybe I have to make a whole video just on this. I mean, we talked about it on Destin's channel, but just because I think it's time for me to say some positive stuff. And this is how you do an event, Moonton. Like super free to play. It's a way you can keep it really fresh. They can alternate between these and like fusions, like whether that be Elsar or Vladov or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep people engaged. And then I really like it's like, oh, remember, like you can tell that we were OG because we have the Sylas skin. Like it's so cool. I love that.
Yep.
All right, thank you so much for coming on, guys. Let's get him to 1,000 subscribers. That'd be so awesome. If you like my stuff, like it, comment, give us your conspiracy theories, your tinfoil hat stuff, your speculation stuff. Subscribe, hammer that notification bell. I'm going to start saying that at the end of videos because that's the best way you can help me or other creators you love, like Special K. Share it with your mother. We'll see you in the next one. You want to say bye or what, rude guy?
Bye.
Fastidious.